The Supreme Court has slammed the centre over illegal weapons sale by army officers and letting the guilty off casually. The top court has asked why the government is letting off erring officers lightly and why an inquiry shouldn't be expanded to the other 8 commands as well. To give you a quick background to this, such reports of weapons being sold illegally surfaced in 2007 in Rajasthan. Weapons were being sold illegally without verifying the antecedents of buyers. Now, inquiries were conducted and it was found that such sales by a section of army officers had assumed a great proportion. Let's go across to Meenakshi now, who has been reporting on this. Meenakshi, clearly this is the Supreme Court really wrapping the knuckles of the government. Meenakshi, if you can hear me, the Supreme Court coming down heavily on the government, asking why further inquiry should not be initiated.
Well, absolutely. This is a very tough stance that the Supreme Court has adopted, and clearly the government on the docks, especially the AG, had finds himself in a very tough ground today as the Supreme Court subjects him to a very tough line of questioning about this particular instance where it has come to light how army officers who are engaged in such practices of selling illegal weapons have not been dealt with in a stern and appropriate time-bound manner. That is essentially what has evoked the top court's ire. And today, the Supreme Court subjecting the government to a very tough line of questioning, also questioning the government as to why the scope of this inquiry, which is currently underway against erring army officials, should not be extended to other commands. Essentially, the Supreme Court coming down very heavily on the government and also expressing its deep unhappiness and displeasure in the manner of so-called leniency which has been exhibited towards these erring army officials who are engaged in such corrupt malpractice.